Hello, hello. Oh, you know what? I wanted to wash some of these guidelines off. How's it going, everyone? Okay, I meant to wipe some of these off, but I forgot. So we're gonna do that because I might want to use some like iridescent paints, and they do best when you don't have your guidelines. So happy Tuesday. Hello. Hello, hello. Man, we've been working on a little bit of everything recently. I promise it's me. I know some of you guys are like, where's Jenna? She's doing a bunch of stuff she doesn't usually do. I promise it's me. Tub isn't forcing me to paint all the colorful pieces and use whatever those are, compass tools. It was good. I made, I have like a comfort food. You know this, Gabrielle. This is one of my comfort foods. The mac and cheese with broccoli and tuna. Yummy. So good. And now I have lunch for tomorrow, so it works out. Whoa. It is good. There's just so, like garlic broccoli. So good. I still haven't figured out what I want to do as top dots on that green, but you know, we'll figure it out. Need a little dish. My silicone tools are a little out of reach. Well, fine. Oh yeah, you're welcome. It's kind of hard to like do the same thing all the time, you know? You just, I don't want to say it gets boring, but like with how repetitive this art style is, it really helps to kind of change up what you're doing, which is one of the reasons I do so many different things. I could imagine it. I mean, I love doing ornaments, don't get me wrong, but I can't imagine doing ornaments all year unless they like sold massively well all year long, maybe, but you know. Wicked. Ooh, I think I do. It's a bliss, right? Or no? No. I don't think I actually do. Hold on, let me look. I don't know. I feel like that might have been one of the ones I've been meaning to get, and I never did. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have that one. I think that was like the only thing I needed, so I didn't place an order because I didn't need anything else. I don't have it, but it would be nice to have it. Oh, you know, sometimes it's just stuff. That's what I was in the mood for. I didn't really know what to make for dinner, so like that's always a safe bet for me. I know. Well, so I have Cosmic. I used Cosmic on it, and then like Dew would probably be really pretty too. So I'll probably maybe use both of those, but poured out some Cosmic because we're gonna do some dots right there. Good evening. That's what I thought. I actually know exactly which one you're talking about, and you're reminding me that I actually never bought it. So, poop. Well, next time she comes out with some more Painted Desert acrylics, I'll have to look. I need to go through her website and see which ones I don't have yet. I think I have most of them, so maybe I might be missing a couple. It's been a while since I've looked. And I just never see her videos. I don't know, TikTok just hides everyone from me. But I know exactly which one you're talking about now. You're right, it would look so pretty on this one. Oh, swell. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Happy Tuesday to anybody who hasn't seen me yet today. And to anybody who was watching me earlier on Facebook, welcome back. Well, you know, she went on a little work trip to Hawaii while everybody else froze their butts off. No, she's been busy. She's been busy. She's got a lot of things in the works. I don't know when she posted it, but the last video I saw of her, she was showing off her art space, and I was jelly. She has like the whole upstairs. I was like, you've got 2 rooms and like a sink bathroom area and a closet. Oh, that sounds like the frickin' life. Do you know what I would do with that much space? You guys are probably like, Jenna, you have a whole second bedroom, sort of. I just need a dedicated like art creation room instead of just what should be our dining room, but never was our dining room because paint. Buy more stuff. Dude, my organization though, could you imagine the level of organizing that would be happening if I had the space? Oh my gosh. Like, ugh. Yeah, the only thing that makes me nervous about that for her is that their carpet. That was one of the first things I noticed. I was like, ooh, carpet. For someone who makes paint, I know I would spill stuff everywhere. But no, she's got beautiful natural lighting. Kind of jelly. But hey, that's what you get when you get a nice little house. You can kind of, like, I'm sure when they were looking at houses, having like a nice functional art space was definitely on her list. And I would say it checks off the boxes for sure. It's a beautiful space. He is just on like the mend from a sinus infection. Oh, yeah, like pretty much everywhere, Dory. Yeah. At first I was like, oh wow, and then I noticed who it was. Yeah, it has taken over, hasn't it? Oh, did she? I missed that. Well then, good on her. That's very smart. I don't know if I would have thought to do that. It doesn't look like crappy carpet. It looks like nice, fluffy, comfy carpet. So I've been going back and forth on whether or not I want to do black top dots over the green or not. I just don't know. Oh, hey, I missed. I thought, never mind. I didn't miss any. I just wasn't done yet. We are so darn grateful for it. And all I've got to say is thank gosh we have each other, Dory, because the amount of the amount of space that the tools take up here and the amount of space that your printers take up there, I mean, we've already said we need a freaking warehouse. Yeah, so I was either thinking this purple or like this green, which is that one right here. Which it doesn't, it looks like it's not that dark, but it is darker. So maybe we'll do this one. I do. I have to revive some of them somehow. That, yeah, her purple one would probably look really pretty on top of this. I don't know if my hands can take it. And I do have her little thingy, but even still, I have to practice with it. I'm stronger than I think I am. So I haven't practiced with her bliss squeezer thing enough. But yeah, the purple would be pretty. Maybe we can use it for some swooshes. That would probably work. I feel like my hand would fall off if I did this entire circle. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that one's a good one. Yeah, I think that looks real pretty. Yeah, it's so nice that they're so versatile that if you don't want to squeeze it, you can just put it in a little paint palette and dot with it. Which I guess I could have done that. Oh well. We still got lots of space. I guess I know what I can buy, I suppose, to get that desert acrylic. I mean, I'll look to see if I need other colors, but since I need to revive some of my bliss that have been sitting, I have pretty much every bliss color, if not all. I need to replace some tips. I've got a few tips. I need to get more. Because I suck. I don't store any of my paint probably the way it should. I probably should store it upside down, but I don't because I suck. So I need to replace some tips. Hello. Thank you. So we started this on TikTok. I don't think YouTube has seen this one yet, huh? I don't think so. Yeah, because I started it yesterday, I think. This is a 16-inch MDF board. I got these from Nateco on Etsy. It will be a wall decor piece. Thanks. Hey, hey. What is up? So far, yeah. So I mean, this is only my first one that I've done it with. Pros. So first of all, I want to say that I'm not using the 1/4 inch because I like screw some like hanging stuff into the back, and even though the little tiny screws are really short, they'll still just very slightly poke through 1/4 inch boards. So and the 1/4 inch is like weatherproof. I got the 1/2 inch, and that is not weatherproof, but when I was talking to them, you know, I was like, I mean, these aren't gonna go outside. You know, I'm not like gonna get them soaking wet, because I've heard people say like MDF can like bubble and, you know, look weird if you get it wet. So that's one of the reasons I haven't really painted on MDF. I've done it a couple times and haven't had issues, but someone scared me and I got a little nervous. But anyway, so I talked to them and they were like, well, it's, you know, a 1/2 inch, so I don't think you're gonna have a problem with warping. But to seal it, I actually bought, I think I put it away, but it's like a Folk Art all-purpose sealer. And it's good for like porous surfaces like terracotta, wood, blah, 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 blah. And if you use it over a non-porous surface, it helps with like paint adhesion. So anyways, that's what I put on the MDF right away before I base coat it, just in case. But you don't have to sand this, which is great. I like not having to sand a giant board because that takes forever and it makes a mess. So, but another con is kind of con. They're a little pricey, but honestly, they're really good quality. I don't mind paying, you know, a little extra for high quality boards like this. And I know MDF is different than wood, so I just got 5 of them. So I don't have like a huge opinion at the moment, but so far so good. I do really like them. If you're looking into getting MDF boards, I believe Deb's code is like the Dot Whisper 10, I think, or something like that. If you checked out her TikTok, it has it. I think it's Dot Whisper 10. It's all expensive, but honestly, like, you know, some stuff I feel like you gotta just spend the money on because you're creating art. So I drew the guidelines. This is a metal wreath center, but I drew the guidelines and everything. So basically starting at this little green part and onwards, I drew or painted. Okay, so I don't think we counted these dots. So we're gonna do that right now because I need to know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 19, 20, 30. Hello, hello. 40. 60. Yeah, the biggest I've done is 16. I'm kind of, I don't really have the space, honestly, to do anything bigger, though. But it'll be a nice project for you to work on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 120, 130, 140. Fingers crossed we get a good number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. What numbers divide evenly into 144? Are you not listening to me? What numbers divide evenly into 144?
Here's an answer from Punith.com.
1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. I thought that was a good number. Wonderful. As long as there's a 3 or a 4, I'm all Gucci. Someone double check that for me though. 3 divides, right? Okay. Do we want to do every 3 or every 4? What do we do on this? 1, 2, 3. We did every 4, so let's do every 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have to do this, otherwise I can't visualize it correctly. This is a watercolor pencil for anybody who doesn't know what I'm using. So when I get it wet, it'll just disappear. I can't do mental math on the fly. Thanks. Love you. Scott baked cookies. Three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It'll be worth it in the end. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you. Sorry, I'm gonna be snacking on some freshly baked cookies. Hope you guys don't mind. Okay. We could do the fan, or we could do the arch tools. Ooh, the arch tools might look real cute. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I want to do. If you guys haven't had the Lucky Charms cookies yet, oh my god, they're so good. Well, we just use the fan, so maybe we don't do that. I know, I was thinking about that as well. I wonder how the biggest one will do. Although, I mean, it's kind of small. It's not that wide. Do we want to do the biggest one? Maybe we should do the middle size. I wonder if we could like, you know, they're so good. Yeah, they're like like you bake them and like they're ready to, you can eat them or just pop them in the oven. So it's kind of like a sugar cookie with I think it has the marshmallow inclusions, but they're not like crunchy marshmallow when they come out of the oven. Oh, they're so good. Oh, I did not. I did not. That's cool though. What color is that? Leaf green. Okay, perfect. We don't have to mix that. So that means I can pour some into a little palette. Okay. I got them at Target. Well, originally we got them at Walmart. Then they ran out and they haven't restocked, but Target's been restocking. They're really good. I recommend. We've got like 4 packs of them because they were so hard to find after we bought the first pack that we bought a handful of them afterwards because we needed them. We needed them to be available. I thought about it, but I'm not sure if I want to put a butterfly in this one since we did that on the fox, I think. I'm not sure if I want to do butterflies or if I just want to keep it like floral or like, I don't know if I want to do a moth. Haven't decided yet. I wonder if we could like do the other one like upside down, if that would look weird or not. I guess we'll see. Hello, thank you. Aw. We have, my family has a loved one who we say is a bunny. We call her Nanny Bunny. And it was our nanny when she passed away when we were really little. But any like big life event, there's always a bunny. Or like if I'm driving home in the dark by myself, like wherever I am, maybe I'm like getting into the car and there's a bunny, or there's just like a bunny at a stoplight, you know, like in the grass. There's always a bunny. You're not you're not recommending it? Oh man, it wasn't good. It's too much. I can say I've never done like protein powder. I never felt like I needed it, even when I was like working out at the gym. I was usually good with just eating like a decent breakfast and then going right away so that I had like that burst of energy, you know? And then, you know, when her daughter passed away, like in 2019, I think, then we saw 2 bunnies. And we were like, oh, they're together. Yay, you got them. I'm glad they still had some left. Speaking of VIP, guys, anybody who haven't grabbed their decals yet, The pre-order closes tomorrow. I gotta place the order for VIP for the stash jar at the end of the month. I'm eating cookies, sorry. Aw. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so now my question is, do I want to like, do I have room to do it upside down? Would that look weird? I mean, it would kind of give us like a, I don't know, maybe we should try it in a different color and see. Was it Irish moss? Yeah. Okay. That's what I was thinking of doing. The thing is, I kind of have to like sort of guess on my placement and hope that I am doing it. And we could put like a purple kind of flower on top like this, you know? Oh, since they're pre-order, you can there's a bunch left because there isn't you know, I'm just ordering what you guys want. That way you guys can get whatever you want. Kind of like that. Kind of looks like a wreath. Little Christmas inspo for you guys for next year. You can use these tools to make a big wreath. That would be cool. Maybe I'll remember to do that. I guess this year, I suppose. We're not in 2025 anymore. It's a little awkward, but it's working, so. Can't remember if we pre-ordered. I can look. Well, that's one way to fill up space, right? I do want to add purple into this, though. All the decals? Is that what you mean? I know, I wasn't trying to do a bunch because it was hard for me to pick the ones that I wanted to do. Trying my best to keep them as straight as possible. Kind of dotting a little blindly though, like I'm just kind of guessing. Like, yeah, that looks like the middle. I think that looks pretty, but it definitely needs purple for sure. Oh, hold on. There we go. I don't know if you did, Vicky. I'm not pulling up anything with your last name either. Okay. So, I was thinking maybe we do like let's do, oh, I think I need a new lavender haze bottle. I think I chucked it the other day, so hold on. Hello, hello. All right, let's see here. If we did something here. Oh, that's kind of cute. Oh, thanks, Paula. No worries. Have you been playing with the new tools today, Paula? So I think I can like do some sort of, you know, dot thing in between. But I guess we'll see. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you've been cleaning. You've been reorganizing. Yeah. Not a chance. Did you unbox yourself? Yes, they are brighter here. I knew it had something to do with my lighting or the camera quality. Still showing up a little orangey, and it is. It's more of like a melon, but it's a little bit pinky, a little more pinky in person, but not like pink, because that square one is more pink. What do you mean I'm doing it wrong? My only issue with that, I agree, but also, the tea light candles, you either have to make them yourself or you like have to buy them. Like you can't like get them at a craft store, you know, like you have to go to Etsy and, or you need to like get the mold and practice pouring. And I feel like that's a lot. That's my only thing with those. There are certain things I want to do, and I know that technically you guys don't have to do the projects that I do, but I know a lot of you guys do. And so I try to pick things that are easily accessible, or things that, you know, maybe you can't get a stash jar lid, but you might want to do it on like a coaster or something. Yeah, I know he does. I just like, I know that there would be a bunch of us buying it, and I don't know the stock, and it makes me a little nervous because what if people can't get them, you know? No, Jules actually sent me that. Thanks. And I have a big box of rocks from Patty from Canada, but all right. Now, I mean, that is true. I'm just trying not to make you guys buy new stuff every time we do a project, you know? I think that's why, you know, some people say my VIP is too expensive, because the $20 covers a lot, right? But when you guys have to buy a bunch of other things with it, I feel like that's when it kind of starts to add up. And again, you don't have to, but if you want to do the project, then you might feel like you have to. So I try to keep the projects as affordable as possible. That's true. You could do a round instead. Yeah, I'll have to think about it. I'll have to like figure out a good pattern. It's only my first ever tea light, and I mean, it's not much different than painting a mandala stone, but yeah, I know. It's a new project every week or every couple weeks, yeah. I mean, I know not everybody does every single project. I mean, I don't know how many people truly watch the replays, but the people that watch consistently, you know, it ranges from like 30 to 45, 50 people. So that's like a quarter of the members. So is that saying 3/4 do it on replay? You know, like, I don't know. Michael's is the only like in-store place to get deco art, and they don't even have the whole selection. Although I'm pretty sure right now Deco Art Online has a 30% off sale. I don't know when it's ending, but if I needed paint, like a bunch of paint, I would definitely be taking them up on that offer because it's very rare that they do a 30% sale. I mean, it's still expensive because their paint's like $2.90 online, but they rarely do anything more than 30% off, and usually it's like 10 or 15% if they do a sale. So this is a mandala. I have my guidelines drawn, and I do have some fancy tools to help me do some of these aspects. But everything is like, you know, done by hand besides the center. The center, this piece, that's a wreath center. It's on a tin round. And so I came up with a color palette to match, and then I'm kind of just making my pattern to kind of go with it too. That's so weird. We don't have deco art at Walmart. At least anywhere near me. They've got folk art and apple crapple barrel, but I've never ever seen deco art at Walmart. However, they did hint that they might be carrying it eventually because Hobby Lobby stopped. Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I give you guys a year to do it, and I'm also realistic that, you know, some people just might pick the projects that like really speak to them, right? I was definitely thinking some kind of fun swoosh in these. I just wasn't sure what yet. You know what? I haven't even used one of these colors yet. I mixed a color for this palette. I have yet to use it. It's this like greenish, grayish, purpley kind of mix. It looks more gray than anything, but there's purple and green in that. Yeah, I wish ours did too. Okay, bear with me. I want to use this, but since it's sheer, I need to make sure my guidelines don't pop through. So just for safety, I'm going to wipe these upper guidelines off, just in case. Sometimes you can get it thick enough where your guidelines won't show, but since they're swooshes, I can't guarantee that they're not going to be somewhat sheer, so I'm just going to remove the guidelines on these ones so I can just swoosh right through. And then the other one will be probably darker, so I won't need to remove that guideline. Yeah. Maybe in not the US or in some like super rural towns where there's nothing else, maybe, but I would probably be willing to bet that the majority of Walmarts do not carry deco art. Oh, yeah, that's probably why. Yep, exactly. Yep. Didn't read your comment before I said what I said, but yeah, that would be my guess, honestly. Which, like, you know, if some carries it, why not all? That would just be so great. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, someone did say that that's what their corporate said, is that if they were to start carrying deco art, it would be the small towns. How long has yours carried deco art? Is it new or has it always had it? Did I miss one? Did I get it? Oh, yes. No, yes, I think I did. Did I? Where? I can't see. Oh, I did. Thanks. That was a while ago. Yeah. Oh, shit. well, we'll use the other one somewhere else. I want to see if I can bring Dew into this one. But yes, Cosmic Bloom and Fairy Wings are so freaking pretty. Dew is really fun too. I rhymed. That one's a little bit newer, but I think it'll look pretty on this one. So I do want to try and work it. Maybe I'll use it for like top dots or something. Or depending on where we get, I'll just, tomorrow, when everything's dry, I'll just like erase more guidelines and see if I can't fit it in somewhere next time. Yeah, my text said, you know, ending soon. So I don't know what that means. If that means like tomorrow or if we've got a week. This is a moth. Who only wants money with nothing in return. Should we do this one? Or this one? In between? Probably this. Well, I don't know. Which one? Should we do purple or green? Wow, that's so lucky. I'm jealous of you. Purple. Okay. Thanks. Yeah, I was thinking that too. And then I have to go back through and remove those silly guidelines. I thought about it, I really did. I should have just done it from the start when I was humming and hawing. Please hold. I'll do this really fast. I knew I was going to want to do that too. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't. We'll do the purple going down from the purple flowers, and then we'll do the green going up on the darker green. How about that? Hello, how's it going? That's Tara's paint. Deserted Bliss. That's Tara's painted desert acrylics. Handmade paint. So I didn't paint the center picture, but I've painted everything around it. The center picture is a wreath sign. And then I'm matching a color palette and making a design that kind of goes with it. Yes, I think she is. Don't know when that's coming out, but she was putzing with it. Hi, Judy. Thanks. Yeah, it kind of like frames it. Yeah, and I mean, who knows even where to start with that. if pigment didn't sink, I would be like, yeah, I'll just like add some into a clear coat and then like top it over black. But I know pigment sinks, so you need some extra stuff to keep it suspended, you know, which I'm sure is what is one of the things that Tara's playing around with, if I had to guess. Damn it. There we go. Sorry. Goodbye. I don't get it. And now it messed up all of my scroll. There we go. I can see comments again. Perfect. They sure were giving spam. Spam for free. So what, they were just selling rice for $8.99? Thanks. One of the nice things about these big rounds is that by the time you're done with, like, you know, going around the circle, your paint has already started to dry. So like, I'm not really worried about sticking my hands in wet paint anymore because it's dried pretty fast. The patience comes kind of with it. This is like a form of like meditation. It's very chill. It really, you know, relaxes you. So like, don't get me wrong, sometimes I do get stressed out. Like last night, this green dot row, I had to like take some of it off and redot it a handful of times, and like at that point I was a little frustrated, but all in all, it's actually very chill, and I do very much enjoy doing it. It does, yeah. Sometimes you just really need like some chill time. I don't think I've ever used this color. I'm excited. It looks like it's a new bottle. Should I shake it up first? No, I don't think so. I guess I wasn't expecting it to be brown. It's not gonna stay brown, but I wasn't expecting it to be brown. Oh, I guess maybe the gold, there's a goldish in there. Maybe that's, I guess I should have expected that. I was expecting like a light greenish color, but it's gonna dry down super cool, so we'll keep doing it. Oops. This is why I'm removing my guidelines, because some of my swooshes are a little less opaque than others. Aw. Wait, your daughter rescued a kitten? Aw. I don't know. I was struggling to find it as well. That's why I accidentally just deleted the one comment first, and then I put them in a timeout for 24 hours the second time. Yeah, it really does help, doesn't it? I haven't even finished my second one yet. when these are all done, I mean, it's satisfying to do it, you know, in progress, but once it's done and you get to stare at it all done, you're like, oh wow. And they're always different. At least mine are always different. Even if the center picture is similar to one I've done before, like I did one like this last year, same color palette, but the picture had more like 10 petal, like daisy flower looking flowers in it. But even when I do something similar, it's always going to be different in the end. Everything is unique. Oh my gosh. Aw. Is it like it's like a little baby kitten? Like, I mean, who are you to deny when the kitty distribution system chooses your daughter, right? Even though I didn't technically have that experience with Toby, he definitely chose me over my roommate, and I'm glad he did. Because whenever we'd go look at the cats when I was in college, they'd always hang out with with my roommate. They wouldn't come near me, but Tub didn't want anything to do with her, only me. Tanya, you will literally freaking melt. Hold on. He's so fucking cute. No, you really can't. Now, unfortunately, 10 years ago, cell phone picture quality was not how it is today. Plus, pretty sure the phone that I had, I dropped it in the sink of water when I was like washing my face or something. I don't know. So, the picture I have with him is kind of blurry, and it's also cropped because the lady at Petco was making a funny face. So, there's little baby when I literally picked him up for the first time. 8 weeks old, Tub. I was in my Chipotle uniform, so I had just gotten home from work. Look at that body tummy. Look at the baby. So fucking cute. I want to touch. Let's see. He was, when was this? February 20, no. I got him in 2015. He was probably, you know, I probably had him for like, you know, two months at this point, maybe. Look at his little collar. I have a good one somewhere. Oh, this one. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at the baby. And then he would always sleep next to me. I think that's all the main baby pictures I have of him. But like the paws, they never change. He's so freaking cute. Yeah, I figured I should post one, Paula, because, you know, it's been a while since I used it, and the original video that I made was like not a painted background, you know. Hello. Oh, I got some cabs from Jeanette today. Hold on, I gotta take one out because one's a custom. But I'm gonna make a couple purse pendants with Tub in them. And then I also got this Scott and Toby. And then I sent her these, like I made these and I sent them to her to make for me. This one is like beach. There's like teeny tiny flip-flops and like a starfish and stuff. Sorry, you can't really see that. So like I don't think that one. Definitely these, this I had her custom make for me. But yeah. Yeah, yep, uh-huh. Yep, because I bought the file and sent it the 24-hour. Okay, so now that that's done, oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. That's nothing. Hold on. We have to go back to this. So when Scott met me, this was my hair. It had a little bit of blue at the bottom, but, you know, that was it. And then I dyed it mostly blue. And then I went like this. I loved this hair. I loved it. It was really hard to upkeep, but I freaking love that hair. And then when we went to Vegas, I put purple in my hair, so it kind of went like galaxy. This was when like it kind of started fading out. But yeah, I've had colored hair for years. I just haven't been keeping up with it lately. Thanks. Did I pour the resin on what? In what? Oh, I bet that is really cute. Should we do another circle row? You'd be surprised what colors look really cool together. Oh, no, I sent Jeanette pictures and she made them, she put the clear glass pieces on. I don't have time to make cabs for myself, unfortunately. Oh, nice. I love that they, you know, will do that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I usually have her make them these days because I just don't have time. I did make a few, but I'd rather let her do it. I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. Like I know what we're gonna do. Okay, never mind. I know, but well, let's bring in a color that we haven't used yet. Oh, yeah. Well, it's nice that you have them on standby if you need them, you know? Oh, I see what you mean. No, so they've always had the little glass pieces, Mary. And I just use, it's called diamond glaze. I don't do resin because if you use too much, it'll like, one, you know, it'll take long to cure. But two, if you squeeze too much out, then it's kind of hard to like, you know, sand them down and make them nice and round again. So I use something called diamond glaze, and it's what I used to use like back in the day whenever I made like custom cabochons for jewelry. I would like cut pieces of magazines out and stuff like that. And then I'll usually I not hole punch, but I use the scrapbook like 1-inch puncher paper punchers, and I'll do a bunch of them, and then I made a bunch like using my silicone mat because it didn't stick to it, you know, and I would just let them dry for a few hours before I picked them up. Thank you. Hello. Hi, Shelby. How's it going? What's 144 divided by 2? I can't. Is it 70? 72? It does. They do. What are you able to get? What can't you get, Trace? I can't math either. 72 is still divisible by 3, right? And or 4. I'm just thinking about what to do after this. Yep. You just put like a little dot of the diamond glaze in the center of the paper or the picture, whatever it is that you want to glue to your cabochon, and then you place the glass cabochon on top, and it kind of like, you just, if you need to, you can press a little bit, but it just kind of spreads out as the glass sits down onto the picture. This is a metal wreath insert. I did not paint it. No. I wish. But I am just a dot artist. That's pretty much it. Perfect. Sometimes whenever you divide something in half and then you try and divide it again, like it doesn't always work. So that's why I was asking. I made that mistake multiple times whenever I was painting those pretty pots. Like, for example, say I got 26 dots. Obviously, you can divide that by 2, right? You'll skip every 2. But if you wanted to try and break it down again, you can't, because 13 is a prime number. So you have to be careful. You got to think about that. So everything starting here onwards, yes, I've made. I just, I make it up as I go. Perfect. I think maybe we'll do some swooshes in the center once we do the other side. Well, we started it last night. I was on TikTok from 9:30 to midnight. So pretty much, I think, was that all we worked on last night? I can't remember if we finished something before we started this. I think I had it ready. So I think I had like at least 1 or 2 rows done before I got on last night at 9:30. So we worked on it for 2.5 hours, and then we've been working on it again since 9:30 tonight. A little bit of prep time off camera, but these will take me, depending on the design, anywhere between 9 to 12-ish hours. So just depends. So this is a tin round, and then everything else is acrylic paint. And I'm painting it on a 16-inch MDF board. Nope, this is a ballpoint dotting tool. So I don't do paintbrush. Oh wait, yeah, Tracy. Never mind. Yeah, this is a ballpoint dotting tool. I don't use paintbrushes. Thank you. So I just started Mary. Deb has been I've been watching Deb when I can, and that's all she uses. And I haven't purchased any new big rounds because I just haven't really needed to. And then I ran out, and I have a commission that I am working on the side. It's a secret. I can't show you guys because it's for a Dot Fam member. Anyways, so I needed to get more, and I figured, well, let me try some MDF boards. So I use something called a PSM, which you can find on my website, but it is a special tool that helps me with my guidelines and helps me split things up. So underneath this picture, there's actually a little teeny hole in the center of this board. The place that I buy this MDF board from, they'll mark it. So basically, you line up the center hole with this center hole. You set it down in the center. It's the size of this. And then you can draw your guidelines. And these little spaces in between each line is enough to fit one of those green dots. And so I'll get 96 dots perfectly around. And then that'll help me with my design moving forward. But besides that, it's just a couple different rulers that help me draw mandalas. I know I don't. I really do think that the PSM really helps with symmetry. Before Paula designed that for us, my first row of dots was never always something that I could like count on being a good number. Like sometimes they would meet up nicely, but it wasn't it was a prime number, something you can't divide by. So that didn't really help me too much. So once you have that, as long as you're careful, you can keep things pretty symmetrical. I mean my stuff definitely isn't perfect, but it's good enough. Yes, you can do a 7-inch tin with the other PSM that we have. So the PSM that I just showed you does a coaster, like a 4-inch, and it does the 7.87, size round, 8-inch round. But we have a 6/7 PSM now, Mary, and that works for a 6 or a 7-inch round. So there's two separate tools depending on which size picture in the center you're trying to do. Thanks. I just kind of make it up as I go. All of my designs come from my head. Or in this case, I'm kind of using the center picture for inspo into like, what my design might look like. But I don't really go into these with any certain huge plan. It's kind of like a part by part basis. So like right now, I'm kind of planning my next step or two. I think I'm going to do something in between this area. I don't quite know what, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. But it just kind of comes with practice. The more that you do it, the more you kind of remember the things that you've done in the past, like what might look good together. So when I'm building patterns, typically, not all the time, but a lot of the times, it's kind of a mashup of multiple different designs I've done before. Like maybe I like this little aspect that I've done in one design, and maybe I've done something like this in another design. They kind of just piece them together. Yeah. I'm glad you guys recognize that part. I wasn't sure if it would come through, if it would just look like, you know, a dot with multiple top dots. Depending on the design, and I never know until it's done, usually between 8 to 12 hours, usually on the longer end of things. So by the end of tonight, we'll have 5 painting hours in, and there's definitely probably some, you know, there's some prep time that you guys didn't get to see. But this will usually take me 3-4 lives to do. Thanks. No. I'm sorry. And it hasn't been warm enough to melt at all, huh? That sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe it, because even though we didn't get ice, I mean, we still have all our snow piles everywhere. Thankfully, we didn't get ice. I'm going to move you guys just a little bit because it's easier for me to swoosh over here. Hello, hello. So, there's different listings, Amy. If you want the ones that Deb has, they're 1/4 inch. These ones are 1/2 inch. Now, I don't know if they've updated the listings since I purchased them, but the 1/2 inch MDF, they start at 18 inches, and I had to message them and ask if they would be willing to do the 1/2 inch in a 16 inch cut, and they were like, oh, I didn't even realize that that wasn't an option. So she had to make a custom listing for me. I don't know if they've changed it yet. But I get the ones that have there's a section on their Etsy that says like mandala rounds or something. So I'm pretty sure all of those, I mean, you'll have to double check the listing because I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure all of them come with a marked center. So you don't have to find your center. Oh man. I bet he's enjoying it though. But I do really like the fact that they mark the center because that's just one less step you have to do. It's a little more expensive, but I don't mind. Time is money, right? But yeah, I get 1/2 inch because I have I have like little screws. They're like probably that big, but they are just a little too long for 1/4 inch. They'll poke through, so that's why I do 1/2 inch. Thanks. That's funny. I needed to get away from his bossy parents. He'll be missing it once he has to finally go back. Thanks. Oh yeah, yeah, that would work. You want some snow? Or some ice? Or both? Yeah, but our snow piles are still so high that, like, if you're driving in a parking lot, you can't see if someone's coming around the corner. It's kind of scary. We haven't had snow like this since back in, like, 2010. And back in 2010, we got over 2 inches of snow. So it's not even
2 inches. That's huge.
I meant 2 feet. 2 feet of snow. And we only got about a foot here, so I can't imagine what it was like back. I don't even remember what it was like back then. It's the 4mm. That was my fiance. I know, he must be. I didn't put anything in parking spots, but there were some people who did, and I was like, what? That's a thing? Apparently so. Although I have noticed that the parking spots, like, everybody's still parking in the same spot. Maybe that is, like, just snow apartment etiquette. Even though my spot didn't really get cleared necessarily, every time I've left and come back in the last, like, you know, I think I left for the first time last Wednesday. So basically in the last week, my spot has been there the entire time. So maybe they're all just keeping their spots for now. Yes, always present, always observing, just listening. Sometimes, though, he'll just put his headphones in. He says I talk too much. I'm like, well, they're talking to me. I'm having conversations with them. You just can't hear them. Hello. Wow. Yeah, we didn't get any snow this weekend. Yeah, the occasional sneeze to wake everyone up. So many swooshes. I'm over it. I know. I'm like, just let me talk. It's fine. Even when I had my Xterra, I called it a car. A car is a car. I don't call it an SUV. Someone goes, hey, what color is your car? I tell them blue, you know? Like, right, exactly. It's a nice SUV, but you don't call, like, a sedan, you don't just say, yeah, it's a sedan. You call it a car. Unless it's a truck. Then it's a truck, exactly. we thought the same thing at the same time, Mary. Hello. How's it going? Right. Well, I drive a truck. Although my dad would call the Xterra a truck, and I'm like, it's not a truck. It might have a pretty, you know, some truck-like qualities in a way, but it's not a truck. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. You can't see it, but I'm resting this part of my arm on my desk, but I'm also steadying my hand. You can probably see that. Setting my hand on the board. So when I'm not steadying anything on anything, because sometimes just like certain angles require me to like hover, I'll call it floating. I don't like floating because it's much harder to stay steady. Well, if you have a truck, then yeah, it's probably part of your normal vocab just to say like, oh, I gotta go get it out of my truck. Hello. How's it going? It's a sad day, Julie. This is probably the last day or two of my snickerdoodle pumpkin candle. So sad. It's a sad, sad day. All right, let's see here. Let's see if I can use this bliss. Oh, I'm glad I tested it because that just pooted out on me. Oh, I would have been so mad. Where's my little cat? There he is. Yeah, the dark purple is Art Alchemy, yep. So when that green dries, it's actually going to look like this. Just so you guys know. I mix it up. Sometimes if I feel like I have like too much purple in one area, you know, but I'm trying to kind of, I don't want this to be overly purple or overly green. I'm trying to kind of keep it pretty even. But if I'm doing like a rainbow palette, then I'll try and go in order, because then when I top dot, I switch the colors. So I'll do like purple on top of red, blue on top of orange, you know, things like that. That way I can have like a pretty steady rainbow color palette instead of like too much of one color. Sometimes I'll bring in new colors, and sometimes I'll use the same colors. It depends on the project. So like I might bring in a couple new colors for this piece. I typically like to do darker on top. It's not always, you know, something I do, but most of the time I'll do darker or a color that's like opposite, something that pops. But like for this color palette, for example, I only use the colors that were in the color palette. I didn't bring anything else in, which was very difficult for me because I wanted to, but I was trying to keep that specific color palette and I didn't want to add anything else into it. But when I do top dots, sometimes that's where I'll like, you know, bring in something extra to make it pop. Or if I wanted to add like if I wanted just a little bit of white in, maybe I'll use that for like some fine details. It just kind of depends. Like I know I want to bring a little more black in, but it's not obviously going to be a main color because one, it'll blend in with the board, but two, I don't want black to like overpower everything. Yeah, that fun colorful palette is it's been interesting to do. I still have a few more I think I want to do with it. If I could focus on the same color palette long term, then I would like try and challenge myself to like not do anything new until I used up the color palette that I made. But I can't do that all the time. I would get so bored. Thanks. Of course. Well, welcome in. I hope to see you in here again. So that is a tool that I'm pretty sure Jules sent it to me. It's I always forget the name of it. It's like what people use for sugar cookies. Or you could also call it a like a paper quilling tool. I have a bunch of different swoosh tools. That one was just the first one I grabbed. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. We'll use that. I don't use that one very often though. But it's nice for bliss drops. Because what I've noticed when you swoosh with bliss drops, the less that you work with it, the better. I just feel like you get like a plumpier design. If you're, I mean, not just bliss, but like any of the plumpy paints, if you're going through it, you know, you have more of an opportunity to leave like a little streak through it. So if you can just do one pass on any of them, I feel like your swooshes like turn out a little bit better. So that's why I use this one, because it's a little bit fatter, so that it just, you know, took more of the paint with it at once. I did see her do, she had like a little dice. I saw her doing that. I thought that was super cute. I was busy, and I knew that like if I came in, I wouldn't be able to hear what she said. Otherwise, I would have commented, and then I forgot. But yeah, I thought what she was doing was super cool. Okay. So now what do we want to do? Decisions. Oh, I don't know. Did you guys see that one comment on my video saying like, you tap too much with your nails? And I went back and watched the entire video, and I literally did this like twice. And I was like, what? I don't know what I want to do next. Sometimes I know exactly the next like step, and other times. All right, well, while we think about it, let's add a little bit of black. Where's my black paint? Oh yeah, of course I am. I always do rhinestones on the center. It's one of my last, like, one of my last steps, though. I know, the swirl tools were definitely in the idea box, but I'm not sure if I want to use them. I want to do more of like a mandala, I think. I want to bring more of a mandala back into things. So I'll probably wind up doing something like that towards the end. It's, you know, it's funny what people will say on the internet. My most favorite thing is when someone asks me about my pinkies. I did butterflies on the last big one that I did. I don't know if I feel like doing it again. At least not so soon. Which, Monica, I giggled at your response. I had to show my sister. Or no, well, I might have shown Marina. I showed Panda, the girls, because they were talking about it. And she goes, Dottie, did you see that someone commented about your pinkies? And I said, yeah, did you see Monica's response? And she goes, no. I was like, oh my God, it was so funny. I don't even remember what you said, but it made me, oh, what was it, her llama bit it or something? Thanks. It's not always this calm, only on certain platforms, because I assure you, if I was able to listen to actual music, we might be rocking out right now. But on Facebook and YouTube, you can't use like copyright music, so I have to put on, I call it elevator music. But usually I'm listening to some type of alternative, or maybe I'll do, you know, take it back. I have a oldies playlist, or maybe we'll listen to like NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. It just kind of depends on my mood. So this one, I guess nothing's wrong with them because they work just fine. This one, well, I think my pinkies were always crooked because my mom has crooked pinkies, but this one, I broke both of them when I was a kid, and they didn't do anything about it because you know, when you have parents that are in the medical field, sometimes they're like, you're fine, you're good, you know what I mean? But I think in this case I was not, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Put it in a little like finger caught thing, like, meh. So I slammed this one in a bathroom stall door and this one in a mailbox. My doctor, my pediatrician was like, I mean, does it, like, can you bend it? Does it bother you, you know, after it healed? And I'm like, no. And they're like, then like, there's really no point. Like, why would we re-break it just to make it straight again? So the only time that it bothers me, which doesn't really happen anymore because I don't play clarinet, but sometimes when I was in marching band, if we like had like a long show or like a practice, sometimes like my pinky finger would like lock up a little bit. But yeah, you guys can't really tell because my fingers are usually curled up underneath me. But because of that, I could never be a hand model. Or maybe I could, and I would just have interesting fingers that would catch people's attention. So yeah, it's not usually noticeable, but every once in a while. What's wrong with your pinkies? Is that what you noticed in my art? Yeah, I mean, honestly, they really don't bother me. Every once in a while they'll like get stuck, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, I have pretty good free range of motion. If only I knew. I don't know. I'm just clumsy. I honestly don't know. I just remember that it happened and it hurt really bad, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but the internet can be interesting sometimes. All right, so what we say, this still does every 3, right? Can we still do every 3? Oh, shoot. This was, what did we say this was? 72? Yeah, okay. Oh, can you? Does it stay zoomed or does it pop back out? I'm trying to think what color I want to do. Oh, that is very nice. That's really nice. Okay. Do I want to do every... Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm glad I didn't choose to do every 4. That would be really far apart. I might do something else in the middle. I don't know yet. Hold on, let me swirl these out before some of you freak out. Oh, they were just helping me do some math. So I had 72 of these purple things. So I was asking them to help me with some mental math so that I knew like what numbers I could break up my mandala into. That's all. So she said if I did every 4, then I would have 18 of these dots. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nope, it just looks a little funny sometimes, that's all. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to like do another dot, but it's not going to sit perfectly, so maybe I shouldn't. Screw it. We'll see what happens. We'll do some walking dots. We'll figure it out. $11:22. All right, we still got time. We'll probably do kind of like a walking dots and then swooshes and then walking dots and then swooshes, you know. And then once it kind of grows, we'll see how much space we have and then kind of go from there. I thought it would be fun to add a little bit of that element into it. Yeah, so even when I'm like off at 12, I got off at midnights on here. Then I shower and then I'm up for like, you know, another couple hours. But I get up around between 9 and 10 most days. And you know, I'll work all day long. Sometimes I'll take a little nap around like, you know, anywhere between 3 and 5, depending on how, you know, I'm super tired. But yeah, I work many, many hours. I'm always working. Sometimes, though, I try to remind myself, like if I'm doing a lot in the mornings and I have 2 lives still to do, I'll be like, Jenna, you deserve to take a break. You still have, you know, 4.5, 5 hours of work left later tonight. But most of the time, I'm always doing something. It's just me doing everything. So, you know. In addition to my lives, obviously, like, I have tools that I partnered up with a friend on here. So, like, I sell dotting tools and, you know, some other things. So, like, sometimes I'll be packing orders. Or I have a subscription group over on Facebook where I teach. So there's, you know, always planning that I have to do because I, you know, plan projects a month ahead of time. And then, so like obviously February stuff is all planned out. We just all have to do them. But I have to start planning March VIP. So depending on what projects I want to do in March will depend on how many projects we do. So there's always 4 live tutorials, about 1 a week. Sometimes it's 1 new project a week. Sometimes it's, you know, we work on a project for 2 weeks or 3 weeks at a time. So maybe there's only 2 projects in 1 month. And I write a pattern for them every month. So like I have a lot going on, lots of things to do on my plate all the time. So I can't sit still, I guess. I'm glad that I have a lot of things to keep me busy. Because if I didn't have anything to do, I mean, I'd probably obviously have a job outside of this. But let's say I didn't, I'd probably just sleep, which is not good. He is. Sometimes he stays up later than I do. I feel like half the time whenever I'm live at night, he'll take a nap. If he's real tired, he'll sleep for like an hour or so while I'm live. He'll curl up with Toby on the couch. This is my full-time job. I've been blessed enough through my hard work over the last 4 years to be able to only do this. So I have, well, there's starter kits with tools. I sell a starter kit with all the tools that you need, like dotting tools and stuff. And then you have to, you know, it's up to you to get like paint and whatever surface you want to paint on. But sometimes, you know, maybe certain kits will have like a pattern. My kits don't have a pattern because I load them up on tools. So basically I include every tool that you need and nothing that you don't. you get a full set of these ballpoint dotting tools. And you also get a second set of ballpoint dotting tools with the curved tips because some people just find them easier to work with. So that comes in a 5-pack. And then, so you get 2 sets of those. And then you get a full 8-pack of the acrylic dowels. And you get a guideline stencil and a ruler. And a couple smaller tools to help you do like swooshes and micro dots. You get a tool rest, you get a little paint palette, you get a cute little bag that carries it all in. What else is in there? There's a lot. I do sell my art. It depends. This piece so normally these pieces are about $3.10, but I will have to raise my prices just a little bit. Because these boards are more expensive than my normal ones. So like this will probably be like $3.20. But I do a bunch of different things, not just these giant pieces, so there's kind of price ranges for everything. JGrondz.art.com is my website. And you can get tools and look at my art and all that kind of stuff. Sorry, this is getting big. It's more comfy for me to swoosh upwards over in this direction than like do it from this angle down here. So I know you guys can't really see the best right now. Of course, we love questions. So my starter kits are $36. If that's not in your budget, that's okay. Amazon sells starter kits, but they do have a lot of like fluff materials in them, and they definitely don't have as many tools in their kits as mine do. So my kits, I custom like pick every single tool that's in it. And there's even some tools that are like specially made for the kits too. So my kits are a little better in my opinion than your average set, but because everything is bought separately, it is a little bit more expensive, but it's worth it. Everything you need, nothing that you don't. When I first started, I got a kit from Amazon and I threw out some of the tools because they just didn't work. So like for example, in the Amazon toolkit, you get these like ballpoint tools with like metal balls like that big, and those are clay tools. Those aren't mandala dotting tools. You can make the same size dot that you can with those tools as using just like an acrylic dowel that already comes in that set, you know. So basically I put your normal tools in there, and then I add more things that like maybe I wished that I had when I was first starting out. Thanks. Yeah, it's a nice little kit full of stuff. And then I also have patterns on my website too. They're $4. A lot of my patterns though include some of the specialty tools, so you'll have to look at the picture first, but I do have like step-by-step patterns that have like step 1, here's the color that you're going to use, here's the tool that you're going to use, blah blah blah, here's how you do it, and then a picture. So it's like actually like, you know, you can kind of see it building up. So yeah, I got a lot for you guys. This is an MDF board. You can use wood, you can use a regular canvas, although if you're doing something like this, I would recommend something that's a little bit like more heavy duty than like just like a canvas, because canvas is soft in the middle. When I go this large on a piece of board wood MDF, I don't do like thinner than a 1/2 inch thick because I don't want it to warp on me. But if you're just doing like a small little piece of wood. You can do 1/4 inch. Check out 24hourcrafts.com. They're local to Pennsylvania. Like they're like about an hour and a half or so away from me at this point. But they're a local small business. They have their own website. They also have been selling on Etsy for years. That's how I originally found them. But I'm an affiliate for them, but I used their stuff before I became an affiliate. And they have any wood shape you could ever imagine. Animal shapes, circles, hearts, literally everything. And you can get different sizes, and their prices are very affordable. Use .10, and it'll save you some, no, sorry, JGrondz 10. .10 is for something else. JGrondz 10 saves you some money, and it's free shipping after, I think, $40 in the US. And you can get a bunch of wood from them. But, you know, like some stuff I just get at the craft store. This little 5-inch canvas was like $2 and some cents at Michael's. And I really do like these. I think these are nice, high quality, like good canvases. Hobby Lobby even has, you know, some like smooth gesso boards, which are, you know, square canvases, but they're hard and they're nice and smooth, so you don't have to sand them. You can pretty much paint on most things. Some stuff you need special paint for, but nothing that you see me paint will need special paint, because I don't do mugs or anything like that. I don't want to mess with it. I've tried mugs before, but the special paint that you have to bake in the oven just never turned out nice for me, and I got frustrated. Thanks. Of course. I'm live all the time. I don't know if you just do YouTube, but my main platform is TikTok. I'm there most of the time, I guess. But I also do Facebook as well. But I'm live every day, sometimes twice a day, except Wednesdays. I'm off on Wednesdays. So you can always find me dotting somewhere. I have my schedule in my Facebook group, which is free, but it is private, so you'd have to request into it. That tells you like when I'm live and where I'm live every day. And I change it every month. It's always the same for the most part, but the calendar changes every month. But my times are the same. It's just more like the platforms that get confusing. I'm on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursday nights from 9:30 to midnight. I'm on Facebook Mondays and Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8, unless I have a VIP live that will, you know, take over the normal like free lives. And then I'm on YouTube or TikTok on Sunday nights from 9:30 to midnight, Mondays from 9:30 to midnight, Fridays from 9:30 to midnight, and Saturdays from 2 to 5 and 9:30 to midnight. So I'm live a lot, so I'm always dotting. And we do a lot of different things. So like today on Facebook, we were painting, or I was painting like some smaller canvases, and sometimes we do Christmas ornaments. It just, you know, I just do a little bit of everything. Soon enough, Shelby, your screen will be fixed. Well, practice is definitely one of the answers. It's definitely not perfect, but it's pretty. It's not perfect, but it looks nice, for sure. I have some things that help me draw guidelines. For this piece, for this piece specifically, I used this PSM tool. This helped me draw out my guidelines really easily. But this board already had the center point, little hole drilled in the center, so I didn't have to worry about finding my center on this, which was super nice, because that really helps with, you know, thing being symmetrical. Where's my little eraser tool? What the heck? I have like 5 of them, and of course whenever I need it I can't find it. Oh my. Here it is. Little paint booger messed up my dot. 4 days. You're like, those 4 days are gonna go so slow. I could have left that, but that bothered me. Sorry, I'm like choking on nothing. Okay. What are you guys gonna do tomorrow? Anything fun? Any projects planned? I know a lot of you probably work during the daytime, but if you're not working, what are you guys doing tomorrow? I don't know what I'm doing. Probably sleeping in, packing some orders to take to the post office. I might do a VIP, March VIP project. I don't know. Shopping. Ooh. For anything in particular? Well, I wish you the best of luck job hunting. More little mushrooms. Are they all still gonna have hearts on them, Shelby? I'm sorry. Sometimes just sitting down and just doing something will just help, you know? Especially if you think it would be something that she'd like, right? Just make something with her in mind, you know? Make it for yourself. Don't make it to sell it, you know? Thanks. I don't watch YouTube Live, so I have no idea. I mean, I'm sure there's just a little bit of everything on here. I bet there's a lot of like gaming lives and stuff. Ooh. That sounds cute. I don't. So I have those Posca pens, but they actually are terrible. When you go over them with varnish, they smear. Oh, that's a good idea. I have a design in mind that might look really cool rainbow, so I'll keep that in mind tomorrow. When I'm planning, if I work on what I'm thinking I'm gonna work on, I'll try it in rainbow. The only time I use paint pens is like when I sign my work these days. Oh yeah. I had to leave on Wednesday last week. I was like, I need out. There was still a ton of snow on the ground, but I was like, get me out of here. Do I wanna? We'll do one more. That's a paint booger. Gotta be careful. January 20th. Well, yeah, I guess that makes sense at this point. I went to the at-home store last Wednesday to get out of the house. Wanted to see if they had any of those pots that I was painting. They didn't. But when I went there, that's the only thing in that area. It's the only place that has that parking lot. And they did not plow it at all. There was like one little section that you could drive in and out of, and you had to like share it with people going both directions. And so like if someone was coming in when you were trying to go out or vice versa, someone had to move into a snow pile. And like it was insane. I couldn't believe how much snow was still over there. But you know, they're closing the at-home stores, not all of them, but a lot of them, so snow removal is probably not in their budgets, you know. Is what I thought anyways. They had someone like salting out front, but that was it. I don't really have that issue. Well, I guess I get paint boogers, but no, I wouldn't say it's that. It's just like, this is acrylic paint, so like as it dries, it's kind of like plasticky, and you'll just get little boogers every once in a while. But it's not like resin, you know, where if you were to warm the bottles up first, it helps it flow a little bit better. It's not really like that. I mean, I've never tried heating my paint up, but I really don't think it would make a difference. It's just, you know, it depends on how long you've had that bottle of paint open. If, you know, like I know that in this little container, this color, I used the last of whatever was in my little bottle. So sometimes towards the end, you get a little bit of chunky. Oh yeah. I'm in Pennsylvania, and we don't get a crazy amount of snow where I'm at, but we got a decent amount last weekend. The most in 16 years. $16 ago we got about double, and that's hard to imagine. I don't even remember. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember how much snow was like still like in parking lots and on the roads and stuff. But I don't know if it was as cold as it is now. It probably melted a little faster. Thanks. Yeah, I'm a big Deco Art Americana fan. Sometimes I'll use some other brands, but most of the time it's Deco Art Americana. That's my brand of choice. Oh, thanks. Welcome in. This is a 16-inch MDF board. This center picture I did not paint. This is a wreath center. My art starts here. So trying to match the color palette and, you know, kind of place a design that kind of goes with that center picture. Man, this is really hard to do this from this angle. I don't know, I feel like me reaching makes it worse. I guess we'll see. I'm starting to feel like I'm gonna stick my hand in paint if I'm not careful. So. Thanks. I like to say that's one of my like strong points is picking color palettes that go really well. I guess I have a pretty good eye for color. Oh, no, you're good. I'm pretty decent at holding up a conversation. The way that I have my camera, I can pretty much see the comments when they come in. Even if I'm looking down, like when I go to move something or dip my tool again, I usually catch up on the comments. So you're all good. We like it when people talk and ask questions and just kind of join in on the conversation because it makes it even more fun. I don't know. I don't really think so. I mean, my apartment isn't freezing, you know, like maybe if I was down in a cold basement or like in a garage or up in an attic, but for the most part, no. Maybe resin will take just a tad bit longer to cure, but again, you know, it's not like it's freezing in my apartment. So I think it's about the same. Oh yeah, this would be really pretty. Yes, it will be. And even the little 14-inch, the purple and blue one, that one is officially posted as well. Well, I guess it's not a little one, but it's smaller than this one. Oh, you stupid paint booger. Oh, there's another one. Man. Do, 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 do. I got some new, like, rounds in the other day, which I don't need any. I have a bunch, but I had to get one for a commission, and I was like, well, while I'm getting this one, let me get a few more. Which means I might have to purge a few of the ones that I already have. Not that I don't like them, but I'm like, what are the odds I'm going to paint anything with this anytime soon? And if it's a very low odd, then I should probably just, you know, put it up for you guys. I use acrylic paint. This is Deco Art. Most of it is Deco Art Americana. Oh, I guess I should close that green paint, huh? Oops. We just did one of my favorite pieces, wasn't it? Guys, what was it? Oh my gosh. I literally said this is probably my favorite piece. Someone help me. Do I still have it? Did I sell it? I don't remember. Well, I made one like this, but it has a cat in it. It reminds me of my cat. That's definitely a top favorite for sure. Trying to think. It changes. It changes. But I don't make much art for myself most of the time. Was it one of the ornaments? I mean, I did really like that one, but the fox wasn't a favorite piece ever, but it was a pretty one for sure. Did I say that was my favorite piece I've ever made? No. Did I? I don't remember that. I don't even know if it was one of these pieces. Like, part of me thinks it was a little bit smaller. Oh, the penguin. Yeah, the penguin ornament. That one was a really... I almost kept that one. No, I can't remember. Yeah, new ones come every year. There's usually a couple. But the one that I made for myself remains one of my favorites, of course. So I did a 14 by 14 square, which I think is slightly bigger than a 14-inch circle. But I did a gecko that is two feet long. It's not obviously super wide, but it's 2 feet long. I did a couple of them. Oh yeah, the ghost kitties. Oh, Pearl. Pearl, okay. Opal. Opal is my favorite piece I've ever made. That's right, we were just talking about her. I don't sell, or I don't keep many pieces of my art, but this is probably my favorite piece that I've ever done, that I just decided not to sell because I liked it so much and it took me so long that I didn't want to make another one. But I love this piece. thanks. Yeah, she was a handful. At the end, I was like cussing it. I was like, I'm not doing another one. So Toby likes to knock things over, and I think I would probably cry if he knocked Opal over. Nope, Turk. I was showing Turk off the other day, probably on TikTok. Turk is still in the same little bit of work that he was last year. Oh gosh, too long. I don't even remember. Part of the reason that it took so long was because it's a 3D, like it's, you know, it's not just a flat picture. So having to like hold it and wait for things to dry, come back when the paint was dry kind of thing. That was rough. You don't see me painting many non-flat items very often because I don't have the patience to put something down and wait for it to dry and pick it back up again. Like I very much I prefer to finish something in one sitting, but if it's something like this, I'm okay it taking, you know, a couple days. So some of my jewelry was gifts, and other jewelry, I had some eBay shops back in the day that I really like to shop with. But yeah, a lot of it were gifts and, you know, eBay. When people say eBay, I feel like people are like, but there's some actually like really decent jewelry sellers on eBay. No, I get them done. They're not as sharp as they normally are. They're starting to dull out. It's been about 2 weeks since I got them done. And I go every 3 weeks. Oh, the owl. Yeah, the owl is definitely a favorite piece for sure. And the owl is still available for sale. Maybe one day it'll sell, and that'll be a celebration. Yeah, like I definitely remember recently me being like, oh, this might be my favorite piece I've ever done. And unfortunately, I don't remember what it was because I've done a bunch of stuff after. Yeah, Extreme Gems 2010 is a good one. Old English Silver, I think, is a good one. I just look up like sterling silver blue fire opal rings, and you know, I just kind of look through the options that are available. Sometimes even Mercari. That one was pretty, but I wouldn't say it was a favorite. I do really like it, but I wouldn't put that in the top 5, I don't think. I can't tell you the top 5 right off my head, but that was the Crocus Fields Art Alchemy. Yeah, so off the top of my head, from what I still have, this one is a favorite. And this one, I made this for myself. And then I made this one for my fiance because his dog passed away. Toby is still very much alive. Say hi. Hello, Mr. Kitty. What's up? I love you. But no, yeah, that blue one. The blue one is very pretty. I do really like that one too. But yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of art just everywhere. Here's my little dining room. It's kind of a mess, but this is where the majority of the magic happens. I do love the tea light holder. I was looking at it and I'm like, would I put this in the top 5? Don't know. Maybe. Maybe. Thanks. I am really digging this though. I think it's the pattern. I mean, the colors are really pretty too, but I'm really digging this one. If you missed Facebook earlier, guys, we were working on these too. Most of that, like I did most of them off camera, but we were still working on them. And we did a purse pendant finally with those colors. This is the purse pendant from earlier. And like, look how well that cab matches. I didn't do it on purpose. It just matches really freaking well. But anywho, I feel like this is a good stopping point since it's 11:59 and it's gonna take us more than a minute to do the next step. So here's where we are, about, I would say 5.5, 6 hours in. Not too shabby. So tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'm off, but I'll be back on here at 9:30 Eastern. And we will either continue working on this or do something else. I'm not sure. Oh, he's our CEO, Mr. CEO Kitty. He's in charge of everything, even though he's lazy. But sometimes if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to hear him purring because he'll like be sitting behind me or something. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys on Thursday back here at 9:30 Eastern. And have a wonderful day tomorrow. Sleep well. Goodbye.